Welcome back to At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis. It's more than a fuel station, more than a convenience store. It's your one-stop travel shop on Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion, and Yankton. And we are talking some state softball. We've got Claire on the line. Claire, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, I am better than I deserve. You know, it's raining out right now as we talk, but it's been beautiful weather, and we need the rain a little bit, and I get to talk sports for a living, so there are worse things than my life. And so you're talking to me, so that makes it even better. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Really appreciate it. And I tell you what, you can introduce yourself better than I can. Why don't you take a moment to tell everybody about you, your family, hobbies, interests, and we'll just kind of roll from there.
Yeah. So my name is Claire Loofbourrow. I live in the Parker, Freeman, Marion area. I kind of live right between all three of them in the country on an acreage. I have cat, chickens, and my dad has bees.
Ooh.
And I have one brother. His name is Liam. He's younger than me. And I really enjoy crocheting, baking, reading, and I love listening to music.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, let's play off a few of those things. First, I know you're a junior, going to be a senior. Do you know what you want to do after high school?
One thing I know is that I love taking care of people. So I've always thought about doing something in the healthcare field.
Okay. But haven't narrowed it down yet exactly what you want that to be?
I've thought about doing something along the lines of a chiropractor.
Oh.
But because my mom has health issues, and there's one doctor that's only ever been able to help her, and he's a chiropractor. So I've kind of been inspired by him.
Okay. All right. Well, and I think there's a lot to that. I know there tend to be two camps. There's like, strictly medical, strictly kind of pharma and all this. And then there's some that are strictly chiropractors. I think there's a balance of both. And I've had really good luck with chiropractors. And I feel like it helps the body help itself. And there are just certain things that works with. So I'm so glad to hear that. I think that is excellent, especially if it's giving your mom relief from whatever it is. I think that is definitely something positive moving forward. So excellent. That would be amazing for you. And, so that's a great career. Would you want to stay in this area, or do you have a destination that you'd like to end up in?
Well, I like South Dakota, but I've always been interested in moving somewhere. Nowhere super far, just like maybe one or two states away, if that. I've always been drawn to bigger cities like Omaha and Minneapolis.
Okay.
I'm on a travel softball team, and we have lots of tournaments in Omaha, Minneapolis, Kansas City, St. Louis, and I really enjoy going and traveling and staying in those cities. I think it's really cool. So I've thought about going to college in Omaha at UNL or Creighton, and I've also thought about U of M in Minneapolis. And those are a few places that I've been interested in, but I haven't actually applied to any of them.
All right. Well, you've got time, and I tell you what's nice about Omaha, Lincoln, Minneapolis, St. Paul. You get a lot of the big city elements, but I find them still fairly easy to navigate. Yeah,
I agree.
I will say, I got down to Kansas City. My daughter lives in North Carolina, and I was traveling through Kansas City. That one feels a little more, a little less navigable, but I'm just more familiar maybe with Omaha, Lincoln, and Minneapolis and St. Paul. But I never get anywhere, even if I'm just kind of tootling around any of those cities. I never get somewhere where I feel like, I don't know where I am at all. I don't know how I'm going to get out of here. Feels like there's enough arteries that it's like, I just get here and I can eventually get back to wherever I need to be. So, no, I think those are amazing. And if you're a fan of music, you get that cultural aspect as well, whether it's arts, music, concerts, musical theater.
Yeah.
So you get kind of the best of both worlds. I like that. All right. Excellent. Well, and so you said you grew up that you're on an acreage and that you have some animals. Your dad keeps bees. So do you guys manufacture honey, or how? To what end for the bees?
It's more of a hobby for him.
Oh.
He recently, a couple years ago, he went to a beekeeping workshop and really enjoyed it. So then he got bees. We have 2 hives, and we just had to get new ones because this winter the first hive he had actually died because of all of the temperature changes.
Okay.
They couldn't adjust to it.
Okay.
So he recently, like just 2 weeks ago, got 2 new hives, and they're doing very well.
All right. And so it's just a hobby, and I mean, I don't mean to say just, but so it's just for the enjoyment of it, huh?
Yes.
That's
and
so
we
cool.
do get honey.
Okay.
We have, I want to say, we got like 20 gallons of honey from the first round of bees, but that was after a year because they have to produce enough so that they have some to eat over the winter.
Oh, wow. Wow. See, and I've gotten into, my daughter is a personal trainer and stuff, so I've gotten into what I take in for food. So the bees perked me up because I enjoy raw honey, like in my oatmeal and stuff like that, because there's so much health benefits to it. So that's awesome that you guys get to do that, and it's so good for you. I mean, honey has so many benefits. So that's amazing. Well, and then you talked about you like to read, you like to crochet. If you were to pick up a book, what would your go-to be? Do you have a go-to author or genre?
Yes. My favorite author is Frida McFadden. She's a mystery and thriller author, and she writes standalone novels.
They're standalones, you said?
Yes. She has a couple series. Her most famous one is probably The Housemaid. That's been made into a movie very recently, and it's pretty popular.
Okay. All right. Well, that is excellent. So kind of psychological thrillers, though?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, that sounds good. I've gotten away from reading, and just because I get busy, and then I tell myself, well, then I'm going to tell you, once you're away from reading, it's hard to dive back into it, to have that attention span. My attention span has gotten very narrowed due to just watching social media or television, anything like that. So I'm trying to expand it back out, and it's a little tough. So always keep reading, because I used to love reading. So, and
I pride myself on keeping away from screens. I don't really like to scroll on my phone a ton. I also like to scrapbook.
Oh, okay.
And I like board games a lot.
Oh. What's your favorite board game?
It's Ticket to Ride.
Boy, I don't think I know.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
It's a game where you have trains and you have to claim tracks between different cities to get routes, which gets you points.
All right, excellent. So you're trying to do this, and your competitors are also trying to do the same thing, but also stop you, I'm assuming?
Correct. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that sounds fun. Ticket to Ride, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to have to look that up. That might be a Christmas present and a Christmas game for my family. So, all right, perfect. Well, that I feel like I know you better already. And so you're kind of on an acreage, and, you're kind of doing the farming thing, kind of living that lifestyle and not getting on your screen. What else do you like to do? What intrigued you about crocheting? Because that's something can be very time intensive, but it's also very focused. I guess you can, once you're good enough, you can maybe do it more mindlessly, but that's something you have to be really focused on, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my grandma gave me a crocheting book, like a how-to crochet book, when I was maybe 12. And for 3 years, I could not master the art of the slip knot, which is the most basic thing in crochet. So eventually, I just gave up on the book. Are you still there?
Yep, I am.
Perfect. I just gave up on the book, and I went to a YouTube video, and then I got it right away, because it's a lot easier to see someone do it than to just see pictures.
I'm kind of the same way. I can read instructions. I'll be like, I'm not quite sure. But if I see somebody do it, I'm like, oh, that I can do. So that is, that is excellent. Well, great. Now, what's your favorite thing that you've ever crocheted?
Well, one thing I do for my dad every Father's Day and birthday, I crochet him some little stuffed animal of sorts.
Oh, nice.
So the most recent one I did for Father's Day was a sloth.
All right.
And I've done a baby Yoda because he likes Star Wars.
Oh, all right. Well, and by the way, we've mentioned your parents, but let's give them a shout out name-wise. What are their names?
Yeah, my dad's name is Seth Loofbourrow, and my mom's name is Nancy Loofbourrow, and they both teach at Freeman Public, and my dad is the tech coordinator and teaches physics, and my mom teaches 7 through 12 English.
All right. Excellent. Well, that is so cool. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me, and we're going to talk some softball because I know you're like, what is this interview about? But I always like to ask some icebreakers. You willing to answer a few?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. First one is, one final meal. What would you like to have?
I would say for the main course, spinach ravioli, but there's a specific kind that I get from Target.
From Target. Okay. Well, that's always that's always my follow-up if there's a specific place or person making it. So it's from Target.
Yeah.
What's so special about it?
The first time I had it was at my friend's house. We got it, and we were both really hungry, and she had no food. So we made the ravioli, and then it was my favorite since then.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, and if I could pick a dessert,
oh yeah,
I would have my mom's rhubarb crunch.
Oh, rhubarb is so underrated, and I think it's because we only get it for a short period of time, and you have to harvest it and freeze it if you want it throughout the year. My dad makes a rhubarb pie. So what is it in the rhubarb crunch that you enjoy?
I know that I really like the tartness of the rhubarb and the sweetness of the brown sugar and honey and oats.
Yeah. They're like the perfect balance because every bite your tongue just doesn't quite know what to do, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I love that. All right. Excellent. Well, now, this question, because you mentioned you're a fan of music, I'm going to be intrigued by your answer. If you could see any 3 musical artists from throughout history, so living or dead, live in concert, who would you want it to be?
Okay. I've seen a lot of my favorite artists live already. So I actually attended the Eras Tour in Chicago, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, with my best friend.
Nice.
And I also went to Gracie Abrams' The Secret of Us tour in St. Louis. So those are 2 of my favorite artists.
Okay.
But if I could see 3 that I haven't seen, I would choose Noah Kahan. I was really hoping to go to his tour coming up, but I wasn't able to get tickets. And I would also really like to see Phoebe Bridgers. She has been doing pop-up shows around the U.S., like, very recently. But the shows have such a small venue, it's really hard to get tickets.
Oh, I bet.
And the third one. I have a lot of artists that I really like. I can't pick a third one that I would see live. I would say Olivia Dean. I'm actually going to her concert in July this year with 2 of my close friends. We're going to see her, so I'm super excited for that.
All right. Well, excellent. And that's always fun. Those are the kind of artists I like. I mean, I know Noah Kahan's kind of starting to blow up a little bit, so he's not necessarily unknown, but it's so fun to latch on to some of these artists before they're known. And my daughter and I did that a lot as well. And she's like I said, she just moved to North Carolina, but she was on the Noah Kahan train a while back and was sharing that stuff with me. And so that's something we share. So I totally understand that. That is awesome. And it kind of sounds like not that they're all in the same, but more of that kind of acoustic Americana folk indie pop type.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I definitely know what I like from music, and I stick to it. I don't really go anywhere outside of that.
No, I totally understand. Like I said, when my daughter was growing up, our thing was Langhorne Slim, the Avett Brothers, Mumford and Sons. kind of.
I love Mumford and Sons. Their new album is so good.
It is. It's amazing. Again, I've mentioned my daughter a lot, and I apologize, but she's down in North Carolina, and so she gets to go to some of these concerts. She's in Charlotte, and so Mumford and Sons was one of the ones she got to see, and so she was sharing that with me before the album came out. It's amazing. It's kind of back to their original sound, and I'm all here. I'm here for it. So, all right,
yeah,
excellent. Well, based on that, I'm gonna have to look up Olivia Dean and Phoebe Bridgers. So that'll be amazing.
Yeah.
I always appreciate new music. So cool. All right. Well, one final one. If you could travel back to any point in the Earth's history and be guaranteed safe return one time, to when are you traveling and why?
I would have to say this is kind of a more recent time, but I would have to say the 80s or the 90s. A lot of times me and my friends talk about like how different life was then without phones.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I wish I could just go back and not have to worry about phones and social media and all of the stuff that comes with it and just live instead of being so focused on what other people think of you and how the world is going to see you.
That is perfect. I like to say, not that I came up with it, but comparison is the thief of joy, and that is what social media is. You're seeing
Exactly.
You're seeing the very best take, whatever it might be, that very best selfie that they deleted 17 before that, or it was the fourth take on their 1 minute little soliloquy.
Yeah.
And we don't know that it's accurate. Oh, look at their house. Yeah, they just spent 2 days cleaning it to do this one video or whatever it might be. And yeah, I remember I grew up in the 80s and I lived on a farm just south of Crofton in Nebraska. And I'd ride my bike. I'd spend hours just riding my bike around like I was a secret agent or something and running around and making believe or throwing a baseball to a toss back to, where it's coming back to me and I'm fielding it. And I was always one, before I got my phone, I was like, oh, I'm not going to fall into that. Oh, no, I do. It's like, oh, I better check this. Who liked this? It's like, oh, I hate it. But also so much of society is based on that communication and assumed that you have that ability to communicate, that you almost have to have it. And I hear from so many people your age that are like, man, I wish I didn't have to have this. And that's the whole thing. It is almost a necessity. And so, no, I think you, just based on talking to you so far, I think you would love the 80s and 90s. I really do. So that fits really, really well. Well, you did great with those icebreakers, but you okay if we wrap up talking a little softball?
Yeah, of course. I love softball.
All right. Now, how long have you been playing?
Well, just about out of the womb. When I could walk, I was throwing a softball.
All right. And did you get your athletic ability from somebody in your family, or did it skip a generation to come to you? How does that work?
Well, my mom played softball for 34 years.
Wow.
Her family was very large. She has 7 siblings, and her parents only allowed them to each be in one extracurricular because otherwise it would be too difficult to get all of the people where they needed to go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my mom chose band as her extracurricular, but she was very athletic. She was very fast, and she really loved playing softball, although she never played for a team in high school. In college, she played on church leagues and just pick up games whenever she could. And a lot of her health problems actually developed from softball because she has had 5 concussions in softball.
Oh, no.
Because they didn't wear helmets when she played, and she played co-ed. So she was playing against a lot of rather large men, and she is not very large. So, but she has always loved it, and I think I got my love of the sport from her. And I've always enjoyed softball. Practice even. Some sports, it's like a chore to go to practice. But for me, softball practice is just me doing something I love with people that I love.
Well, that's cool. All right. And you guys have had some success this season. Were you expecting this kind of success?
I knew that we had the potential. It was just rather we would finally reach what we've been working for all of these years. Because in the past years, last year we also played dual in our Sodak 16 game. And it was a very tight game. I believe we lost by 1 or 2 runs. So I knew we had it. I just knew that it was going to take a little bit more to finally get what we've been working towards.
Well, and what was the feeling, because dual comes in as the 3rd seed, and what was the feeling when that final out was made and you guys knew you were going on to the state tournament?
It was it was so surreal. It was the sixth inning, and I was like, we're up by 1 run. We actually have a chance to win this. And honestly, it didn't really hit me that we're going to state until about yesterday. I finally was like, we're actually going. Like, I'm not going to watch it on TV. I'm going to be playing in it.
And obviously, that has to be so exciting to be part of that and to know you're getting to take part in something that you had to watch in the past. What are you looking forward to the most? I mean, is there just one thing you're like, man, this is going to be the best part of this?
Well, I'm looking forward a lot to the community because I have gone to state basketball with the team because I'm a statistician, boys state basketball. And obviously Freeman won state basketball this year. And at the hotel, there was a lot of community. Like, everyone on the team knew everyone on the other team, and there were a lot of friendships built. And I'm really excited to get closer with girls on other teams because I know a lot of them through travel softball. And I'm just excited to get to know them outside of playing the actual sport.
Well, see, and that's what I've noticed too when I've been able to be up there to call games. Softball seems to be the sport that has the most camaraderie, fellowship, community, whatever, however you want to describe it, among the players. And I think that's because, and basketball is getting there too, but I think that is because so many of you play on travel teams together. So there's that crossover that you're going to know these players. And so I think that makes it fun. It makes it a bit of a fun rivalry, friendly rivalry type of thing. But of course,
yeah,
you guys get to start off with a tough matchup against Castlewood, but that just through transference, it's like, oh, they're a team that lost to Dual earlier in the season, and it feels like maybe things are set up. How much confidence are you guys going into this game with?
Well, we know that we have to play our game, and we can't because they're going to hit. They are a very good team, and they're going to hit the ball, and we just have to know that we can hit the ball. We've done it. In Viborg, in our Viborg tournament last week, we scored a lot of runs, so we know that we can hit the ball. It's just we have to work towards it, and as a team, do it together because everyone is a part of the team and everyone contributes. It's not just one person that takes you anywhere. It's the entire team working together to achieve one goal, which is to win the game.
All right. I like that. And so, as you and I talk, take yourself to a week from today or 10 days from today as you get a chance to look back on the state tournament, and whatever focus you want it to be. What would you like to be able to say about the way you performed and the team?
I'd like to be able to say that we performed in a way that shows that we care and in a way that demonstrates sportsmanship and kindness and compassion towards the other team, the umps, our coaches, even ourselves, and performed in a way that shows our true character and shows that we care a lot about the game and about people watching and about everyone surrounding the sport. And I hope that we really go out there and show what we haven't been able to show in the past 2 years. I truly believe that we have a shot at winning this tournament.
Well, and
it's going to be a tough game to start, but it's not easy to beat a team twice.
And that's exactly right. It is. And I feel like you guys are a completely different team than you were at the beginning of the year. It looks like you guys are peaking at the right time. And I think that is just a testament to a team that evolves and learns and about themselves and each other. And it feels like right now, you talk about the community of softball, but it also feels like the Freeman community and the Freeman Academy co-op that I know is ending. It feels like it has this run going on this season. It feels like this could be that cherry to the sundae of a state football championship, a state basketball championship. Great seasons for girls basketball. It just feels like this could be that cherry on top of the sundae. And do you guys feel like that could be it too?
Yeah, I really do. I know that no one really believed that we could do it. Like people from our school, everyone was like, oh, too bad we can't get another state title. And I just hope that we can prove them wrong and show that we can do it and that we are capable of getting the win.
Well, I think that would be amazing. And I will admit, total honesty, I thought, oh, they're playing dual. That, that's a tough one. And then when I was watching, following along on Game Changer, I'm like, wait a minute. And I think I was kind of like you about that fifth or sixth inning. I'm sitting there going, huh, this is interesting. Yeah. So, no, that's awesome that you said it that way. So, well, I just want to wish you the best of luck. I want to thank you so much, Claire, for taking the time to talk with me today. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to following your guys' journey. And I think that's one of the nice things about state basketball and softball stuff. I think it's nice that you guys are guaranteed the 3 games. I think it's nice that you guys can, you have 3 games. It's going to be fun to follow your guys' journey, and I looking forward to it. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today, and giving me some new music to look at too.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. It really means a lot that you're willing to go to these small towns and interview people who aren't typically on the big stage. So, well, thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for recognizing that. I really do appreciate that. That's kind of what I'm. We do a lot of Yankton Vermilion. I try to make it my goal to cover those Class B schools that don't necessarily always get video or audio or much coverage. So thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you have yourself a great rest of your day. Great luck. Good luck next weekend. And you're going to be a senior. We're going to talk next year at some point if that works for you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Claire Loofbourrow of Marion Freeman Academy. Just an amazing young lady. And so that was a pleasure. And I want to wish them the best of luck. And again, we're covering on 5-Star Streaming. We're covering Marion Freeman Academy. We're covering Avon and Gayville Vollen from Class B. And we're covering Elk Point Jefferson and Beersford from Class A. Zach Spear and Gage Revelette will be up there on the call. Now, I tell you, this one's covering this team. But Zach and I both know from last year that best laid plans, it all depends upon when games are getting over, because the state runs, SDHSAA runs a very efficient tournament. So there's a lot of bouncing back and forth at times. And so if you're a fan of one of those teams and you see our guys maybe running behind, I know last year Elk Point Jefferson was really good about it. Vermilion fans were really good about it. They helped me hauling stuff across the complex. So if you see Gage or Zach and it looks like maybe they're running behind, they would not turn you down if you offered them a hand. All right. Well, and if you're a fan of Freeman, and you would like to sponsor these conversations, these Freeman Flyer conversations, or whatever we might want to call them, I'd love to talk with you. Just give me a call, 605-661-5858. I do a number of these. I followed the football team. I followed the basketball team. Obviously, I'm talking softball. If you would, and I've talked to track and field. I talked with Lane McEwen. I talked with Alaric Knittel. And if you would like to be a sponsor of that, what you would get is an intro, where I talk about you, an outro, where I talk about you now, and after this, an ad would run, and then this interview would get put up to the At the Mic with Michael Schumacher YouTube channel, so we put a little logo on there as well. So if you'd be interested, I'd love to talk with you. 605-661-5858. I would definitely make it worth your while. All right, we'll be back with more on At the Mic with Michael Schumacher on Fox Sports Radio.